So this is a fact of life that I've become aware of. Video game to film adaptations don't usually go well. For some reason, the video game format just does not translate to film well at all, in the slightest, pretty much ever. I don't know what it is. Maybe the studio just doesn't care, or there's just not enough money or passion involved, but like 90% of the time, they're bad. They tried to make Doom twice. First one with The Rock. That's supposed to be pretty bad. It looks pretty terrible.
Sir, are you okay?
And then they made a new one called Doom Annihilation, which is just, I mean, look at this trailer.
Die, die, die!
This is not inspiring. So it just seems to be something that is actually quite difficult to get right. I guess just the medium of video games is just less adaptable. And when a studio does adapt it, it's mainly because it's a well-known property, not because they actually feel that they can bring something by adapting it to a film format. I mean, there's been a few decent video game animes over the years. You know, the Pokemon anime is, you know, it's decent for what it is, I guess. Not mind-blowing, obviously, but, you know, the Kirby anime had, you know, it had its moments. Not profound. It's not something that I would recommend to someone who doesn't already like these properties, probably, unless they're literal children. Recently, there's been a few ones that are sort of decent. You had Detective Pikachu, which had some good elements. I liked seeing the Pokemon in the real world. That was kind of cool, but the rest of it was fairly bland, unfortunately. There was Sonic the Hedgehog. Wow, they really messed that up. It's kind of pathetic that it took such an outpouring of fan outrage for them to change it. Like, I'm glad they did. It looks better than it did, but you couldn't see that you were going in the wrong direction already. And then the movie itself, like, it's okay, I guess, but it's kind of a basic animated sidekick road trip movie. They didn't really do much with it. Maybe they'll do more in the sequels, I guess, but it wasn't, you know, it was, yeah. Oh right, there's also the Castlevania show on Netflix. My god, that's pretty great too, actually. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. Today is about the one video game adaptation that does everything right. This one is perfect. Basically, from what I understand, Shigeru Miyamoto, father of Mario and Zelda and Pikmin, he worked with an animation studio to make 3 Pikmin shorts, and I think they were shown at a film festival, and then Nintendo later distributed them on the 3DS and Wii U in a 3D version for the 3DS, which had stereoscopic 3D, and an HD version for the Wii U, which you can watch on your big screen TV. And these are so good. They're so much better than they have any right to be. We have The Night Juicer starring Olimar, and it's about how the Pikmin think that Olimar is eating Pikmin, but it turns out they're just pick carrots, and it's shot like a horror movie. I love this. It's so good. We have Treasure in a Bottle, which is about a Pikmin, and he finds a marble in a soda, and he's like, wow, I want that marble. And so he gets stuck in the bottle trying to get the marble, and he can't get out. They make fun of him. He is ridiculed for his foolishness. The Pikmin try to get him out using all variety of methods. It's so utterly delightful. I can't even begin to quantify it. They decide to work together to carry the bottle. The final short is, of course, Occupational Hazards. Olimar and his team of Pikmin are at a construction site, and they are collecting gear to sell, and the Pikmin are around, they're gathering objects, and there's this part where the yellow Pikmin start forming an electrical chain, and then the other Pikmin tries to join, and then he just dies because he's not electric. It's awesome. The conflict arises when some Pikmins discover this fellow, and he chases them around a bit, and they get caught in some mud. But then this yellow Pikmin sees a treasure in a cave. So he gets the treasure and discovers none other than a Bulborb. And the Bulborb chases them and he tries to eat them at the last moment. All these shenanigans have occurred, and the yellow Pikmin form an electrical circuit which activates the machinery, which then picks up the Bulborb and the Pikmin. It drops them, and the Pikmin parachute on their flowers, and the Bulborb falls and dies, and then the Pikmin consume his remains. After that, the machinery collapses and is collected by the robot, and Olimar makes billions of dollars. He is the Pikmin Jeff Bezos. I think that these shorts capture perfectly the charm of Pikmin. You get to see Pikmin in ways that you are not able to in the game. In the game, you just command them and you can observe them from afar, but here you're on Pikmin level. They are doing strange things and they have so much character to them. And it's, God, the greatest thing we've ever seen as a species. The animation is just really beautiful, just looks really visually appealing, it's totally wonderful. I think if anything, this does prove that having direct involvement from someone who cares about the game is probably pretty important. This is one of the few reasons why I do think it's possible that the upcoming Super Mario Brothers film might be okay, because even though it's made by Illumination Animation, Satan Incarnate, creators of the Minions Rise of Gru, they do have Shigeru Miyamoto working on it in some capacity, so it probably won't be good, but if it is, we'll know why. I think that one of the reasons these work so well is because they're short. They are shorts. The longest one is Occupational Hazards at like 12 minutes. The other ones are 5 minutes or less. And it's just a really good format for adapting this series of video games. It just ended up working so well. And I think one of the reasons I wanted to bring these films up is because Nintendo did release them on YouTube recently to coincide with the release of Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Yeah, they're available for free. You can watch them whoever you are, wherever you are. That's cool, because this is the pinnacle of filmmaking. Freaking love these things. Yes, that is the Pikmin short movies. How are they so good? They are so good. I'm not sure what it says about video game adaptations that these are the best there's ever been. Just how it is, I guess. Watch them. They're on YouTube. You won't regret it. I've watched these several times each. Just continuously and endlessly entertaining. Good God. They really hit upon something here, and I'd love to see more little short films, because this short movie format just seems to really suit video game adaptations. Those Sonic Mania short movies they did, those were pretty good too. There's something there. Also, Shigeru Miyamoto, I'm talking to you, where's Pikmin 4? You said it would be out 5 years ago. What happened? What did you do to it? Alright, see ya.